Good evening and welcome to Poland Daily. I'm Konrad Gorlinski. Construction of the Danish part of the Baltic Pipeline will resume, said Polish Climate Minister Michał Kurtyka. Next year, the pipeline is to deliver natural gas from fields in Norway and thus allow Polish companies to diversify supplies away from Russia's Gazprom. In June, construction stopped when Kobenavhn had withdrawn environmental permits for an overland stretch of the pipeline across the Danish territory. Denmark's decision was seen as the first major setback to Poland's plans of becoming fully independent of Russian gas supplies. However, the Danish Environmental Protection Agency, who filed the complaints, conducted an in-depth analysis of the topic and dispelled all doubts. Therefore, as of today, the Danish company Energinet can resume work on the 210-kilometer land section. According to Energinet, the delay will not exceed 3 months. This means that the pipeline to transport gas from the Norwegian shelf to Poland will be completed by the end of 2022. Annually, it is to transport 10 billion cubic meters of natural gas to Poland. Current consumption in Poland exceeds 20 billion cubic meters. Gas transported through the Baltic Pipe will be available to Ukraine and other countries of Central Europe. Poland is considering not only its own energy security, but we're also striving to extend this security to the entire region, especially countries threatened with blackmail by Russia. And will Sławomir Novak return to prison? Almost a year ago, a former close associate of Donald Tusk, a minister in Poland and a high-ranking official in Ukraine, ended up behind bars as part of an investigation into corruption. Novak was the head of the road construction agency in Ukraine, and the local prosecutor's office accused him of large-scale corruption. In April, the Polish court released him on the condition that he pay 1 million zloty, 250,000 euros bail. Novak's lawyers appealed, arguing that the accused did not have such an amount. But on the very last day before the deadline, June 18th, the money was deposited by the accused's daughter. It is not known where this money came from, so the prosecutor's office refused to accept it. In a few days, the regulations come into force, according to which the deposit must be paid from documented income. Sławomir Novak heard 17 accusations, including leading a criminal group operating in Poland and Ukraine, accepting bribes of several million zloty, and demanding bribes in exchange for positions in state treasury companies, which were subordinate to him as a minister in the Polish government. Sławomir Novak already knows that he won't be able to defend his credibility in any way, especially with this situation, where his family first appeals for release from bail, citing that he cannot afford it, and then immediately after that, there is 1 million zloty, which the daughter somehow is able to deposit. According to the health ministry, Poland recorded 168 new confirmed cases and 41 deaths over the past 24 hours. This against 190 cases reported on Friday. Poland has already distributed over 26 million doses of the COVID-19 vaccines, with almost 11 million people having been fully vaccinated. And finally, General Raymond Andrzejczak will serve as the chief of the General Staff of the Polish Army for one more term, according to an executive order passed by President Andrzej Duda. General Andrzejczak has been the top commander since July 2018. Last Friday, he commanded exercises called Dragon 21, which had thousands of troops and equipment deployed all over Poland. The Dragon 21 exercises involved over 9,400 soldiers and 800 pieces of military equipment and concerned all domains of the armed forces, air, marine, and land. The main participants of Dragon 21 were the newly formed 18th Mechanized Division, whose command was certified during the exercises. Speaking at the end of the maneuvers, President Andrzej Duda welcomed the return of the army to eastern Poland.
Do 2015 roku.
Until 2015, military units in this area were wound up or simply moved to places further west. When I took over the command of the armed forces, we began the process of restoring the army on this land. Of course, there are strategic and tactical issues, but you shouldn't forget about it, that people need to feel safe, and Poles feel safe when Polish soldiers are nearby.
Zwierzchnictwo Sił Zbrojnych.
Duda added that he was very pleased with the decision of the defense minister to deploy the 18th Mechanized Division, the Polish Army's youngest division, to the eastern part of the country. Thanks for tuning in tonight and have a great evening.